Välkommen tillbaka till min kanal. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a real big welcome and I hope you like the channel. If you're old, one of my old subscribers, a great big welcome back and thank you so much for your support. The video today is going to be different. Normally I either do hair, makeup or wigs or something like that, but I've been seeing a couple of videos float about on YouTube and it's been called story time. So I thought, well, why not do a story time a la Lovelies? So it will be a story time that is relevant to me that I wish to share with you. It's one that is based in my roots in Gambia as well. A couple of days I've really been thinking about my grandmother who, if you don't know, raised me in the Gambia until I was 12 years old. And basically in Gambia, which is one of my fondest memories of all time, it's customary after the day is completed, you've been to school, you've done your Quranic studies, you've been to like Christian school, whatever you need to do, you come home, you have dinner with the family, and then towards the evening time, let's say about 7 o'clock, you would all sit in the compound, in the courtyard of the home, and the elders would normally tell you stories. And these stories are not just your regular once upon a time stories. This is the elders' way of teaching you life lessons without actually saying, don't do this, do that, do that. They will tell you a story and then you will get the point of the story at the end of it. What has been haunting me the last couple of days is the fact that everybody has an opinion about everything. And it's not always positive opinions. And I started thinking back, like, should people really feel bad for making choices in their life, even though nobody knows why they make those reasons, those choices, the reasons behind those choices that they make. Nobody can really judge someone else unless they commit a crime. It took me back to the Gambia. It took me back to a story that my grandmother told me. And it's a story I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I hope that at the end of it, I will talk about what I took away from that story. And maybe you'll take away something very different from that story. And it's absolutely fine. These stories are not meant to tell you to do one thing or the other. They're just out there so that you can adapt it to whatever life situation you're going through at that particular moment. So, I'm going to start it now. And in Gambia, we always say like, Lebo, Luping, Amon, Navidana, Am. But in English, it translates to once upon a time. So once upon a time, there was a farmer that lived with his wife and his children in a village. Once a month, they would go into the marketplace and sell whatever cows, chickens, crops that they had to sell that particular month. The father decided that this particular month he would be taking his eldest son with him to the marketplace. So they woke up before sunrise. This particular month they were going to be selling their donkey in the marketplace in order to purchase new crops that they would be sowing. To get to the marketplace they have to walk past several villages. And they had their donkeys, they had a tie around the donkey's neck and they held him, and the father and the son were talking whilst walking towards the marketplace. So when they came to the first village, people had just started getting up and preparing for their day. And they started talking and they looked at them and said, look at those stupid people. They have a donkey and they're leading the donkey to a marketplace. They're not even riding the donkey there. So the father overheard some people talking and he thought, oh yeah, I guess we should ride the donkey then. So the father helped his son onto the donkey and then the father got on behind him. And they rode along towards the marketplace until they came to the second village. Again, people were waking up and people were getting ready for their day. Suddenly, people started talking again and said, look at these people. They are so cruel to this animal. Father and son on top of a donkey, riding it to the marketplace, and the heat, it will be horrible. The father heard that again and said, oh, well, I guess both of us riding a poor donkey is really not the best way forward. So the father got down of the donkey and was leading the donkey whilst the son remained on the donkey. They went past yet another village and people again started talking and they were like, what a disrespectful son. He's riding the donkey whilst his poor, respectable father is walking and leading that donkey. The son heard this and he felt really sad. So he got off the donkey and he said, "Father, you get on the donkey." The father got on the donkey and they went past the next village. And here again, people were saying, what an awful father to be riding that donkey whilst his beloved son walks in this heat. So they decided, well, we've sat on the donkey, we've got off the donkey, you've sat on, I've sat on, we can't really do right because at every point of the villages that we walk past, somebody's still complaining. So they decided, they had the bright idea, they're going to carry the donkey themselves. So they both carried the donkey and walked past towards the marketplace. They're getting a bit closer now. Again, walked past another village. And what did people say? Crazy people. These people are crazy. They're carrying a donkey. They're carrying a donkey. Can you believe it? They must be insane. They're not mentally well. Again, the father and son heard this. And they placed the donkey down. Because it's quite hard work to carry a donkey. End of story. So, what I deduced from this story being maybe 9 years old when I first heard it. And it's an analogy that I use constantly. In this day of age, there is really not much a person can do that somebody else won't have an opinion on. It's really extremely hard to do right by everybody, because if you do one thing that you think is a good deed, everybody will have, or many people will have, opinions on what you're doing, how you're doing it, and really how you should execute it. That's going to make you exhausted if you're going to listen to every single person's opinion on what you do. So I just say, if you're going to please somebody, or if you know that whatever actions you take, there's going to be like 20 different opinions about it, people agreeing, people disagreeing, people hating, people loving, why don't you please one person, just one person, which is yourself, and just make sure that whatever you do, you're doing it based on your heart being set on it. Now, this can be applied to anything. It can be the jobs you seek. It can be the passion you're looking for. It can be how you wear your hair. It can be how you wear your clothes. It can be how big your body is. It can be how skinny your body is. You can apply it to anything. If you can, at the end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can back up my decisions 100%, you've pleased one person. Does it really matter what everybody else does? I remember when my grandmother told me this story, I was very confused, because I was like, why are all these people saying all these things? And because they don't know that one village ahead, the father was on the donkey and the son was walking, or vice versa. They didn't know 2 villages back, they were both riding the donkey. So their journey to the marketplace is like your journey in your life. Nobody can know what happened at the village ahead or the village before that. Meaning the year before, or the month before, or the day before, or the hour before, that makes you make that decision that particular day. So does that mean that people's opinions should really matter and cause you distress and cause you to question yourself and question really what you know and feel to be true in your heart? And I know, like I keep saying, in this day of age, things are very, very, very difficult. Because, you know, it's not like you're doing decisions in the privacy of your home. Sometimes the decisions you make are in the public eye, such as the social media. It can be on Instagram, it can be on Facebook, it can be on Twitter, it can be anywhere. And all of a sudden you've made a decision, or you've created a status, or you've posted an image, you've done something, and all of a sudden it's gone poof. And then there's tens and thousands of comments underneath that say either praising you, or bringing you down, or something or the other. And it's exhausting. It's really exhausting. And I think that's one thing that I have been very adamant about when it comes to our group, Black Vogue. Someone posts a picture and you don't like it because you don't think their hair looks natural enough, or their eyes look natural enough, or anything like that. You just hide that post and you keep it moving until you find a post that you can say something positive about. Because think about it, really think about it, and really try and make sense in your mind. Now, hear me out. It takes the same amount of energy to write something positive as it does to write something negative. The only difference is that the positive is going to improve the world or improve the emotions of somebody, and the negative might ruin somebody's day, hour, minute, whatever. So if it takes the same energy to do positive and negative, why ever would anybody pick the negative over the positive? And that's something that I'm still weighing up. I'm still weighing up. If you can think something negative about someone, how about you turn it around and try and think something positive about them? Because to hold on to negativity is a very, very dangerous thing. It eats you from inside. It kills you from inside. If you're meant to soar and come to this level in life, negativity is that roadblock on your leg pulling you down that won't allow you to get to that point. And this story has been very, very relevant throughout my time. It's been relevant when I went to university and I picked to do property management and law, and a lot of my friends went in to do something completely different and I was the outcast. It's how I make my choices in career, is how I make my choices in working with hair. Nobody knows why I make choices the way I make them, because nobody will ever fully understand my past, my present, my history, who I am, unless I open up, and that is a rare opportunity that I open up and just blah, have mouth diarrhea and just tell everything. No. So it's about having patience. It's about not judging. It's about being positive. It's about even finding positivity where darkness prevails. And in this day of age where things are happening non-stop, like people are dying, people are suffering, if you can't hold on to positivity, what can you hold on to? I guess that's just what I want to leave you with. Oh, I'm getting like emotional. But I think sometimes when things are actually hard, and I remember my grandmother, I remember her stories, and I remember what they teach me and how much it contributes to my life to be able to have somebody that doesn't tell you, do this, do that, do that, do that, but tells you a story so that she's basically saying, she's not showing you what to see, she's pointing in the direction that you need to look. And what you find, and what your eyes find, and what your brain makes of it is completely up to you. So, and if you're out there and you feel this video is relevant to you, and you have so many opinions that they're coming out of your ears, think about it this way. I went to the local grocery store and I picked up everything that I needed for the week. It came up to, I don't know, 1,500 Swedish krona. And I came to the till and the woman told me, yeah, okay, so everything costs 1,500. And I was like, look, stop 1 second. I can pay you in opinions. I don't have money, but I'll pay you in opinions. And you know what she said to me? She's like, we don't accept opinions here. So let me leave you with that, because at the end of the day, people may have lots of opinions about you. No, they don't know you. But you can't pay anything. Their opinions won't pay your rent. They won't buy you food. They won't help your kids get ready in the morning. They won't do anything for you. So leave it there. Don't let people's opinions rent space in your mind when they're not actually paying you rent for it. So don't let negativity occupy your brain. Try and remain strong, positive. But for people who like to throw out opinions out there without knowing the backstory, this is also for you. Remember, it takes the same amount of energy for negativity as for positivity, but only one of them will improve the world. So, thank you very much, guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Sorry for getting emotional. That's just part of who I am.